Hi everyone, this is Villains Don't Sleep, and I'm here for my WrestleMania 31 predictions slash booking video. So without further ado, let's get it started. First match on the card: Tyson Kidd and Cesaro versus the New Day versus Los Matadors versus the Usos. This match is kind of a throwaway tag team title match, isn't it? My prediction is Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. And I would book it Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. I wouldn't particularly book this in any special way. I don't really see the point. It's a throwaway match. If they're going to have it be a throwaway match, then have it be a throwaway match. Have the champs retain and get on with the show, I guess. Second, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. There's not many contenders in this match who actually have a chance at winning. People are saying that Mizdow is kind of the favorite to win, either him or Miz or maybe Ryback. You know, if Sheamus is in the Battle Royal, then my pick is Sheamus. If he's not in the Battle Royal, then my pick is Ryback. I know Hideo Itami is in this match. He won the NXT tournament, so he's going to be there. I don't think there's any point in having Hideo win the Battle Royal because he's, to my knowledge, I don't think he's debuting on the main roster anytime soon, so it'd be kind of silly to have him win a major match and then just disappear. But I would give him a great showing, and I think they will give him a pretty good showing. I expect him to eliminate quite a bit of people, and I think he might actually be the last one to be eliminated. Now, I don't think Mizdow is winning. I think Mizdow's spot will come from him eliminating The Miz. I don't think you need him to win. I think just eliminating The Miz is enough to give him his moment. But I think I would go with Ryback. You know, Ryback, they started pushing him again, and it's sort of been a start and stop push. You know, they had him in the Survivor Series match against the Authority, and they treated him as sort of a big deal. Ever since then, he's been very over, and I think he needs a big win. Now, this is not necessarily a big win. Cesaro won the Battle Royal last year and proceeded to do pretty much nothing of interest. But I think they could still redeem the match. They could have Ryback win. He's a big guy for you. He can eliminate, Big Show, Kane, all these, Eric Rowan, all these big guys. And I think he just lives up to the Andre the Giant name. He's not a giant, but he is the big guy. And I think my pick is Ryback. And I would also book Ryback to win, so I think that's another one where I'm on the same page as WWE. Now, alternatively, I would book Zack Ryder to win. Now, Zack Ryder is a guy who still has the potential to be a very over babyface, and that would be a complete out-of-the-blue dark horse victory by Zack Ryder, but I don't expect it to happen, and I think Ryback still would be the better pick. But my second choice would be Zack Ryder. And, of course, like I said, if Sheamus is in the Battle Royal, then I fully expect Sheamus to win, and I probably... Well, I don't know if I would pick Sheamus to win, but let's just leave it at that. My pick is Ryback's going to win, and I would choose Ryback to win. The Intercontinental title ladder match: Bad News Barrett versus R-Truth versus Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper versus Dolph Ziggler versus Stardust versus Daniel Bryan. Now, for some reason, I don't think Daniel Bryan is going to win here. I think that's just kind of WWE's stick now, is just fucking Daniel Bryan over. Not that they have anything against him per se. I just think they don't care for him as much as we do. But I definitely would book Daniel Bryan to win this. You know, he just came off a great WrestleMania win last year where he defeated all three members of Evolution the same night, won the World Heavyweight Championship. And to be demoted to the IC title match and then not win is just a huge, huge fall for Daniel Bryan. And I think it's a bad move because they established this new star in Daniel Bryan, and to throw that away so quickly is just, to me, completely nonsensical. So my pick would be Daniel Bryan. Now, do I expect Daniel Bryan to win? I don't know. Something is telling me that Bad News Barrett is going to walk out with the title just because that's sort of the thing that WWE would do. He's losing all his matches, you know. Therefore, he's the least expected to win, and therefore, he wins. This is the big surprise, you know. So my pick of who is going to win is Bad News Barrett. I think Daniel Bryan should win. I think he could give some credibility to the IC title. If they're not going to put him in the world title picture, then the IC title makes as much sense as anything else for Daniel Bryan. AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins. Who do I expect to win? I expect the Bella Twins to win, just because AJ Lee and Paige don't need a tag team victory. These two are more fit to be fighting each other rather than someone else. So I think the Bella Twins have value in their partnership, at least insofar as they are partners. You know, they keep doing this thing where they go back and forth. Are they enemies? Are they friends? You know, you think I was talking about Paige and AJ as frenemies, but no, I'm talking about the Bella Twins. You know, a few months ago they were telling each other that they wish they died in the womb, and now they're friends or whatever. If they're going to stick to that, I think the Bella Twins are going to win. But how would I book it? I would book it as a last-minute title match. In other words, the winner, the one who gets the pinfall in this match, will be the Divas Championship. That's how I would book it. I would announce that maybe the night of WrestleMania, maybe during the pre-show, maybe right before the match, but I would announce that whoever gets the pinfall victory is the Divas Champion. And then what I would do is I would have dissension between AJ and Paige, and I would have cohesion between the Bella Twins up until the final moments where Brie Bella has a chance to win, and Nikki is trying to get her to tag her in so she gets the title, so she retains the title. But Brie Bella just screws over Nikki Bella, wins the Divas title from Nikki, getting her redemption from last year. I think that would be a decent way to end that feud that sort of fizzled out. I don't know if they're going to revive that, but I would do it that way, is have Brie Bella turn face on Nikki Bella, get the pin on either AJ or Paige, costing Nikki Bella the title. That's how I would book it, but I don't expect that to happen. I just expect the Bella Twins to get a clean victory, or maybe not a clean victory, but they're definitely going to get the victory. And that's how I see it going down. Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. This match I'm actually looking forward to. I don't know who's going to win, although I'm pretty sure it's Undertaker. I'm almost positive that the Undertaker is going to win. So my pick for who is going to win is definitely the Undertaker. Although there is a chance that Bray Wyatt does win, I think the Undertaker is going to win. And to be honest, I think that's the right choice. I think the Undertaker should win because they just resigned Brock Lesnar. And if Bray Wyatt wins, then Brock Lesnar doesn't have this claim that, oh, I beat the streak anymore. He's just one out of two guys who beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. And I think that's a waste of a credential. I think you have one guy to beat the Undertaker, and that's Brock Lesnar. And then Undertaker should beat Bray Wyatt, get his redemption at WrestleMania, and then I think next year he'll face Sting. But as for this match, I think the Undertaker is going to win, and I think he should win. Now, how should he win? That's a more interesting question. I don't think you should win in such a way that makes Bray Wyatt look like a chump. I think Bray Wyatt needs to unleash something in the Undertaker that makes him look credible in the process. And I think the story you want to tell in this match is Bray Wyatt wants the Undertaker to beat him, because then when Bray Wyatt loses, it's not so much of a blow. I think what Bray Wyatt has been attempting to do is resurrect the Undertaker. That's what he says. And I think he wants Undertaker to reclaim his spot as this face of fear at WrestleMania. I think Bray Wyatt's character is very much a character who challenges the essence of other characters. You know, last year against John Cena, he tried to test John Cena by challenging him to hit him with the chair and get disqualified. Cena didn't do it. I think Bray Wyatt has this thing where he likes to test the virtues of the other babyfaces. And so I think he wants Undertaker to beat him. I think he wants Undertaker to prove him wrong, to show that Undertaker still is a force at WrestleMania. So I think the best victory would be for Bray Wyatt to go willingly, to open his arms, say, "Tombstone me, Taker, tombstone me," or something like that, and then Taker gets the victory. And I think there should be some sort of cost involved. I think Taker winning should cost him something. I don't know what that should be, to be honest with you. Maybe if I had a bit of time to think about it more, I would have something interesting. But I think Taker should win, but I think it should cost him something in terms of his character, in terms of his legacy. Maybe Bray Wyatt forces The Undertaker to go to some extreme measure or length in order to beat Bray Wyatt. I don't know what that would look like, but I'm sure the creative team could think of something, right? I mean, that's what they're called, the creative team. Rusev versus John Cena. I am positive that John Cena is getting the win here. And as for how I would book it, I don't know. I don't see the benefit of having either one win. I think Rusev has been booked to be John Cena's villain. I think this entire push that Rusev has received has just been a long build-up for him to lose to John Cena. So if Rusev were to win, I don't really see where he would go from there. I don't really know what future he has as a main eventer. I think his push was always destined to run into Cena and then lose. So it's hard for me to see him in the future. Now, if Rusev does win, he could still lose to Roman Reigns, give Roman Reigns the victory, or Daniel Bryan, or another babyface, but I don't know if... I just don't see that happening. So my pick is definitely John Cena. And as for who I would book, I think I might just go with John Cena, because I can't think of what I would do with Rusev going forward. But either way, I think there's not much riding on this match, I think. And especially because it's for the United States Championship. I forgot that. John Cena, if he wins the United States Championship, that puts a lot of prestige on that belt. And it also puts a lot of prestige on the belt if Rusev retains it against John Cena. But I think John Cena having that belt is good for the U.S. title, and therefore I would go with John Cena. Now that I think about it, that would be the right choice. And I don't want Rusev to tap out. I think that's a bad idea. I just think the pin would do fine. You could have someone else tap him out in the future. Getting Rusev down for the 3 count is enough of a victory for Cena to get the U.S. belt. Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. I expect Randy Orton to win. I would definitely book Seth Rollins to win, because this guy, he was doing great at the Royal Rumble. His showing against Brock Lesnar was tremendous. He looked like a very credible threat. Now, not so much. He's been booked to look kind of like an idiot these past few weeks, getting fooled by Randy Orton's stupid scheme. Rollins then hatches this plan to confuse Orton into thinking that the Authority ditched him, even though Randy expected the Authority to be with him anyway, so it's not really... I don't know, it's just a stupid booking decisions surrounding Seth Rollins these past few weeks. And considering that Rollins hasn't gotten the upper hand on Orton since he put him out with the curb stomp, I think Seth desperately needs the win here, especially since he's the Money in the Bank winner. I think Seth needs the win, and I would book him as the winner, and I would book him as the winner in a clean fashion. I would have Randy kick his ass. I think that's what we need to see, is Randy get his comeuppance, even though he did the other week on Raw, but I think Randy should get the most damage in, but it ends up costing him the match in the long run. And Rollins curb stomp him, gets the pin. I think it's a much needed win for Seth Rollins. Sting versus Triple H. There is no way in hell that Triple H is winning this match. There's no way that they hired Sting to lose to Triple H. That would be a complete insult to anyone with any integrity, for Triple H to make a negotiation with the guy and then job him out to himself. I just can't see that happening. It's nothing against Triple H, just that you don't hire a guy and then propose, now that I've hired you, for your first match here, you're going to job to me. I just can't see Sting going with that. This guy has shown that he has a lot of integrity. He cares about his character. He cares about his image. And I doubt he would sign a deal to wrestle if he's going to lose to Triple H. So I definitely see Sting winning, and I think that's the right move. And after Sting wins, what I want to see is The Undertaker coming out and confronting Sting. I think that would be a huge moment and setting up for a match at next year's WrestleMania. Undertaker versus Sting, retirement match. And you book that match when you get there, but I think that's being set up for next year. No question in my mind. Now the last match, the one that's really interesting, is Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Now I think it was pretty obvious to everyone that Roman Reigns was winning until he just announced that Brock Lesnar has signed a new deal for several years, and I think that changes the equation considerably. I would have said that Roman Reigns is winning easy. Now I'm not so sure. I'm very hesitant to make my choice here because I don't want to look like an idiot, but I really do want to say that Brock Lesnar is walking out. I think that that Roman Reigns has proven to not be ready. He's not performing to the level that anyone would want him to in this position. I think the build-up has been crap. I think it's just a bad move all around to have Brock Lesnar drop the title to Roman Reigns. But I know that Vince McMahon is a very stubborn man, and I can definitely see Roman Reigns beating Brock Lesnar to end the show. So I'm very torn on who I think will win. I don't think Brock Lesnar cares who wins as long as he gets his money and he's being paid the same amount either way. And he's going to get high-profile matches either way, if he has the title or not. So I don't know who's going to win. If I'm going to choose someone, I'm gonna let myself not be set up for disappointment. So my official choice on who I think is going to win is Roman Reigns, just because I know that WWE has been intent on pushing this guy for months and months and months, and it doesn't matter what comes in their way, Roman Reigns is booked to beat Brock Lesnar, probably since last year. And that's who I'm going with, Roman Reigns. Now, who should win? Easy, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is here for another several years. He's the attraction. He is the man, and I think it would be a great idea to elevate the IC and US titles like it is rumored. If Brock Lesnar retains, then John Cena and Daniel Bryan can pick up the slack and elevate those titles. Those could be the top titles, and if Bryan and Cena are carrying them, then easy time elevating those titles. No hardship there at all. It's not like the title holder would be Bad News Barrett as I predicted, but if it's Cena and Bryan, definitely you could do that. And Brock Lesnar, he beat the Undertaker streak. He should carry that mantle. Losing just a year later is not the best idea. If he was leaving the company, I could see it, but he's not. So I think Brock Lesnar should win. Now, how should he win? I don't think you should make Roman look really weak, because if you make Roman look weak, then you don't make him look strong. And if you don't make him look strong, then his build-up has been for nothing. Now, I think there's a lot of potential in a Roman Reigns loss. I think Reigns losing puts him in a position to be over with the fans, because we will realize that he's not being forced down our throats, and maybe you give this guy another year to build up. Maybe you have him face Brock again at next year's WrestleMania. You do a Rocky sort of thing where Reigns takes Brock to the limit. Maybe even have it end in a draw, and then Brock retains by draw. I don't know. But whatever you do, Reigns has to look really strong. He needs to take damage. He needs to dish out damage. He needs to look like a champ, because this guy, they put so much eggs into this basket that if they just give up now and make him look like a chump, then you're at a loss for stars, because they already made Bryan look like a chump. He lost to Reigns. He lost to Ziggler twice. And that's one star you made look like a chump. Now, you chose Reigns, so you got to keep Reigns looking strong. And I think him losing would make him look stronger than if he wins. Because if he wins, no one buys it. Can anyone buy Roman Reigns beating Brock Lesnar at this point? I certainly can't. I don't know what he can do. What does this guy have in his arsenal that could beat Brock Lesnar? Cena gave him like 3 FUs. He took a curb stomp, threw the barricade onto the table. He still kicks out. Now, this guy is just a monster. What does Reigns have? He has a spear. He has a Superman punch. He could dive, I guess. I mean, this guy has nothing that could beat Brock. No, so if he wins, he doesn't look strong. No one buys it. If he loses and he dishes out damage and he comes close, then I think he looks really strong. I think there's more integrity in Reigns losing. There's more potential in Reigns losing than in Reigns winning. Now, I think a decent idea would be to have Brock retain until next year's WrestleMania and then have him face Reigns again when Reigns is a year better. And I think you could build Reigns in a year. I think Reigns will be ready by next year. I think then you give him the win against Brock. But as for this year, I think Reigns should lose. I think he should do it in a spectacular fashion. I would add some blood in here. I would have Reigns bust open Brock, maybe with the Superman punch. I think if you bust open Brock, you make Reigns look strong. It looks like he's put a crack in the beast, and then Brock wins anyway. I think that's a great way to end WrestleMania. Is Reigns looking strong, getting carried out like he said he would by his Samoan family. Maybe even have The Rock there. I don't know, but have him get carried out. Have him look like a motherfucker who just fought his way against the beast incarnate, but still came up short. That makes Reigns look really, really strong. And we all know how much Vince likes to make Reigns look strong. And we also got to make Brock look strong. So that's how I would book it. But I don't know who's going to win. I think Reigns probably will. Just with a spear, it's going to be a very anticlimactic ending if they go with that way. But it could go either way. I just think Reigns is a safe bet. Now, will Seth Rollins cash in on the champion? I don't think so. I think that's too predictable. And I think it's too inconvenient a time to do that. Unfortunately, I don't see Seth Rollins winning the championship anytime soon, because he's the champion at a time where Brock Lesnar's the champion. And this is sort of the problem, where you can't cash in on Brock. That's, in my opinion, a terrible move. Brock, even with the cash in, could still beat Seth Rollins. I'm not going to be convinced. I think it's a terrible move to have Brock lose the title in a cash-in. Brock needs to lose the title clean, one-on-one, in a main event of a big pay-per-view. And now, you got a big pay-per-view here. It would be one-on-one against Rollins, but it would also be a heel move. It would be against a weakened Brock, and it would just not be believable to me. Now, do you cash in on Reigns? I think that's a stupid move, too, because if Reigns wins the title, we don't need another one-day title reign, 1 hour title reign. Actually, it'd be 5-minute title reign. We have that with Bryan. We have that with a lot of other champs who win the title and get cashed in on. I think it's just a tired trope. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that in WrestleMania. If Reigns wins, you got to go all out with the celebration. You got to make it look like a big deal. You don't want to have him lose to Seth Rollins. Although it would make sense for him to lose right after facing Lesnar. I just think it wouldn't be a good idea. So I don't think Seth Rollins will cash in. And if he does, I think he will either lose or he'll be interrupted, hopefully by Dean Ambrose, who said that he swore to always interrupt Seth Rollins when he tries to cash in. So those are my predictions. Those are my booking decisions. This WrestleMania is kind of a strange one in that it's been not too much build-up, has there been? Not too much good build-up, and it's not a lot of stakes riding on most of these matches. So those are my picks. Those are my booking decisions if I was running the show. If I was running the show, I probably wouldn't have booked the pay-per-view this way, but, it is what it is. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. That's how this thing works, right? Gotta ask for comments, gotta ask for likes, gotta ask for subscribes. So do all that stuff, and I'll see you next time for the Extreme Rules predictions video. See ya.